see it recording?
39 minutes.
Huh? Yes, correct. Okay. Take a look at page 3. I'm going to go through a conventional question with you. You get it correct, it's good. You get it wrong, this is the time for us to learn. First thing, what do we determine? You want to sketch, right? What's the first thing you determine? The shape. How do we determine the shape?
The value of x.
Not x, not x. I say just now already.
X squared.
X squared. Or, if I never say before, it's my mistake. I say before already, pay attention. X squared, the coefficient down here, the a. But I don't see an x squared over here. What do we do? Yes, multiply rainbow expansion. But I don't need to multiply in if you don't want to. Okay, very quickly. How do I multiply in? Negative x times x will give us?
Negative x.
Negative x multiplied by negative 3?
3x.
Positive 3x. Okay, from here, can you see what is my value of a? What's the value of a? Negative 1. What's my value of b? A, B, C, A. This thing taught already. What's my value of b? 3. What's my value of c? 0, because there's nothing over there. But I don't need all this first. Now, what is the shape? The shape is determined by the coefficient of x squared. So what is the coefficient here? Negative 1. Coefficient is another word for the number attached to the term. So the coefficient of x squared is negative 1. Since it's negative, what is the shape? N shape. So I just put one corner, N shape. But I put in your worksheet the working already. Then I go to the x, y, and t. See how I'm going to do it very fast. X over here means the x-intercept. The point that lies on the x-intercept, which is the horizontal axis. The y over here represents the y-intercept. Likewise, f represents the line of symmetry, where t will be the turning point. But very straightforward. If it's an N shape, do you expect the turning point to be maximum or minimum? Maximum. So I just put down here first, maximum point. Later then I fill in the blank. Okay? Now, how do we determine how to find this x-intercept? I told you whenever you want to find anything along the x-intercept, you equate y is equal to 0. It must be in your blood already. So after you equate y equal to 0, that's when I want you to be smart. Take out your calculator. I never asked you to solve by factorization or anything. Can you punch in using the calculator to check answer? Have you been taught?
Yes.
Very good. Can you punch in for me? I can tell you the answer should be 0 and 3.
Yes.
Even if you don't use a calculator, I can make use of the zero product rule. Can you see that this is one term multiplied by the other term? Mr. Chu will have taught you any two terms multiplied together to give you 0. You can use the zero product rule. Does he say it this way? You never heard it here before? Okay, I'm going to say, if A multiplied by B to give you 0, it means that either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. You all learn this?
Yes.
Just like how you all do factorization. If you can factorize, it means that they are product of one another. When you equate to each other, then if provided it's 0, you can use the zero product rule. So from the first step, I know it's 0 and 3. Once I equate to 0. Because y is equal to 0. That's the first one. If you don't believe, you press the calculator, you'll get the same answer. Okay? Y. How to find the y-intercept? X is equal to 0. So very quickly, x is equal to 0. Put it inside here. If the first term down here is 0, 0 multiplied by anything, what do you get? 0. So I just put y is equal to 0. Now comes the line of symmetry. How do we find the line of symmetry? Very good. x1 plus x2 or a plus b equal to from the very first step. But I want to throw in something now. I don't want you to just tell me 0 plus 3 divided by 2. What is am I working? Yes, I want the x. Because the line of symmetry is the equation. It's not a number. So if you didn't fill in the x, it's not considered correct. So 0 plus 3 divided by 2. Just press calculator. No need to do working anymore. 1.5. That's the line of symmetry. Correct? Now, how do we find the turning point? It's also inside my steps. How do we find the turning point? Zane, right? Is it your name is what? Oh, Brandon. How do we find the line of how do we find the maximum point? It's in the note. It's in the note. Yes, the line of symmetry would be here. It's the x coordinate. You substitute this line of symmetry inside where? The original equation. So now very simple, you replace your x by the line of symmetry, which is 1.5, and punch in the calculator. Can you do that for me now? If you have not done so. I need 2.25. Does everyone get the same?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I need to tell you this will be a paper 1 question. What does it mean by a paper 1 question? It will not be done on foolscap usually. Okay? The axes usually are provided. If they are not provided, you can do your own one. Now, we just need to put all these x, y, s, t inside here, do the plotting and join them together. Step number 1, x-intercept 0 and 3. So very simple, I need to mark out 0 and 3. Am I right? So, use equal spacing. Alright, must be proportional. 1, 2, 3. This is 0, I put a cross. Can you see the 2 crosses there? Now, step number 2, what is it? Y-intercept. But y-intercept is 0. Have I marked out 0 already? Yes, so do I still need to mark again? No need. Now go to step number 3. 1.5. Where is 1.5? Yes, but where is it? In between? So you know this is 1, this is 2, right? I just have to draw a dotted line in between. And I label x is equal to 1.5. Last but not least, I need to fill in this point. The line, the maximum point will always lie on the line of symmetry. That is given. Where to plot this 2.25? Y. So when it's 1.5 is 2.25. Do I need to mark out everything? Let me tell you, no need. What I want to see are all the x-intercept, y-intercept, as well as the turning point. You want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to you, you are wasting time, no need. So what I will do is, I will just make something here, 2.25. You want to measure, go ahead and measure. But, what I want to see is over here. What did I say in the video when you mark out the turning point? Label the coordinates. So I label this coordinate 1.5, 2.25. How many crosses did I mark out here? 3. Now I just need to make sure I join all my 3 crosses. So very simple. How I know I join like that? Already at the very beginning we know it's an N shape. But I don't want you to draw like that. On the first lesson I told you all something. Do you just join all the 3 points like that? Extend at the end. Thank you very much. Extend at the end. Okay, can you stop the video now? Just press.